Good day. I'm gonna do my February setup. I was going to just do music over it. I'm watching the first 48. This is like my jam because as soon as they get to breathing hard or they take that deep breath, you know they're about to snitch. I love watching the show. I'm watching it on AE. It's like the channel. So I just play the first 48 all day, every day. And I tell you one thing, you ain't gonna catch me going to Tulsa. Almost the last 2 seasons was nothing but Tulsa. I'm so good. I am okay. So I did find out where I got these from Holland Bell, and I will. Y'all know I am special. Link to the heads and description. So I'll put this on the outside. There we go. So I have actually been looking at another catch-all planner because remember I said with the one what is this subject that I got from the Organized Money, it had everything up there. So I was looking for, because I need something larger really to do anything from a catch-all, and this was perfect for what I was using it with. But as I started to realize that I really do need to specialize my planners because I don't believe in an all-one system because I don't really think one exists. I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take these out because I can actually cut them, and I can still do a hole punch in them. I don't have to have everything in there. And I can still, or I could cut them and paste them into something else. So I'm going to put those there. Put you over there. Oops, that fell off. And notes. And I don't need the budget. So yeah. I'm just going to tape this down. Ooh, good lord. Sucker is sticky. There we go. Have that taped down, so then I just have the month. Then I go over to the notes, and then the self-control. And then, that's it right. Then on the back, just be more notes and stuff like that. Okay. So what I decided to do is I'm going to this is going to be my personal, like my actual, just make sure that I got like my little goals. Not my little goals, but like how I have like all this stuff right here. It's gonna do the same thing, kind of like self-care, because I still thought I was going to use my A5, but I'm thinking of using my A5 more for tracking certain things. Like I still want to do not a reading journal, but have like a reading section, but I don't need to have that on me. And so I'm thinking of taking my A5, the A5 I got from Notique, and that already has sections in there, and that'll kind of be like, kind of put in something I look at like once a month, not really something I'm looking at constantly, you know, stuff like that. So have that one. So, and actually I shouldn't have put any of this stuff down until I get my order, because I like how it looks. So I don't know, I may end up doing that. Thinking maybe I'll just do a preliminary thing. Thinking to do my errands. Because I'm not really worried about putting any decor on like I normally would have. I just want to get the prelim stuff of what I want to do. And so that gives me somewhere to write down my priorities. And then this will just be stuff that I would probably like to do today or stuff that I actually get to do. So, sit down. That's right. So I'll put that there. And then that'll just be the checklist themselves. And then when it comes to when I'm actually doing the stuff, like when I set aside time to do my classes, that's when I'll actually write it down here. I think that'll work better as opposed to I think that'll work better as opposed to what I was doing before, because no matter if I have to work or not, I still need to make sure I get stuff done. And lately I have been lazy with it. Like, I ain't trying to do nothing. I just want to sit there and rot. But I can't rot. I need to get my shit together. So I think this would be a better one. And then the part of my but part of my overall system is going to be a mix of planners that could get disc bound. So that way I ain't got to worry about doing too much. There you go. And I'll have this set up for the month because no matter what's going on, I'm going to get my stuff situated. Now, I will mark down where I have appointments. So I know that, hey, like I have an appointment on the 12th of next month to get my feet done. So I'm gonna make sure I bring my Kindle so I could go ahead and get my reading on. That'll be good for that. And I don't think I have, and then everything else is gonna be work related. I don't have anything actually going on in February. I'll be up to, I'll be almost done with this contract. So I am excited with that because I am done. They done, stressed me out more than enough. So that way I will be working on my other contract, actually, I think the beginning of February or the middle of February. No, probably in the next couple of weeks I'll be working on my next contract. It's still a little bit too early because it's January 21st. So that's still a little too early to work on a new contract, but it is there. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to give myself more space to write down things that I want to do, which is leading off with these. And I end up putting I'll just use those up because I'm not going to get any more of those. And I need to set aside, I need to pick a day that I'm going to do planning. And I'm actually thinking about just letting them be on a Sunday. you know, regardless of if I have to work or not, because unless I get a contract where I told them, unless I get a contract where I can absolutely not work on, I can absolutely not work on a weekend. I mean, not a weekend, but a Sunday. You know, it is what it is. So, you know, I think that's going to be the big thing that I'm going to try to focus on. Is because at first I was thinking maybe I could do it on a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. But then I thought about it and I'm like, that kind of doesn't make sense for me to try to do stuff on a Wednesday. And so it's like, yeah, I already know these ain't gonna come up. You know, so I think I just have to stick to a Sunday since I'll be working, you know, your work week pretty much starts on a Monday. Bills really want to come out your account on a Monday. So it's like, sure, whether I work the morning or the evening, I just know that it has to get done. So I'm fine with that. So I'm just gonna make it a Sunday. Hopefully it won't, even like I said, even if I'm tired, you know, I still have to, it'll still be something. If I have to get up early to do it, I guess it's just getting up early, you know, so. So just going through, just putting just minimal decorations on. Kind of really, I could just put this here, right in the middle. There you go. Because this will give me more time to focus on my actual plans instead of sitting there worried about decorating. Because decorating, it's fun, you know, but it's not something that I need to focus on. You know, even if I have no decorations, I still should be using my planner because, hello, it is a planner. You should still be using it. So, because I think last year, no, in 2024, what I did when I decided not to buy, you know, just use the stickers I had, was I took, I think, the 4 planners I had at that time, and I decorated every planner every day with all the kits, because that's how many kits I had. I had enough kits to decorate 4 planners every day for an entire year. And yeah, so that's how I was like, I can't really believe I brought that many planners. That was embarrassing. But I got through all the planners. I had everything there, so they were all decorated, so when I wanted to use them, they looked pretty. Now, sometimes I still didn't use them for the week, which was still my fault, you know, but it happens. So, no matter what is going on, first thing I'll do is plan. And actually, let me start from the beginning. So I'm still watching the first 48. I have it on mute because, you know, if not, YouTube will flag you for copyright, and we ain't got time for that. So I'm doing that. And normally on a week, oh man, do I have some of that? Oh. Actually, I'm not even going to use these because it's a waste. It really is a waste. Why did I do that? Alright, I'm going local. I don't want to do that because I know that's going to get done. But I am going to do these stickers. So planning 1, 2, 3, I think I'm gonna take that out. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. TV. I'll just line them all up because it'll also include. I consider my spiritual studies part of my personal time. Stuff that it brings me joy. So I'm just going to use the hearts for all of them. And eventually I'll run out because that's what I want to do. I want to end up using all the stickers I have. I do have, and some of the websites I'm frequenting, I do have carts full of stuff. And normally what I do is I go through and I just put anything I want in a cart. The cart can be like $500, $600, $700, $800. I'm gonna put it in, and then when I go back, I look at the stuff and be like, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this. Or here's a sticker book here, but actually I like this sticker book from this company, so I'm gonna get it from here. And I've always done it. I had to get out the thing of buying. Do I really need $900 worth of stickers? I do not. So then I'm going back and writing down the subscriptions. One that I showed you in my financial planner. Especially for those companies, because I like their stuff, and it's just not it really is overwhelming when you have so many options and so much stuff is nice. And so I figure that every company that I want to get a subscription from has a different there is a different, what do I want to say? There are different size planners. So I'll have something for a mini disc bound, a half letter, half letter, an A5, and a letter size. And that's just for the planners that I'm using, so I know exactly this is going to be for this planner, this is going to be using this planner, and then on top of that I'm going to be using different sizes in every planner, so that way I'm not really worried about what it is. Like if I have a classic, or like in my letter size discbound, if I see a mini or a half letter, I'll put it in there too if I figure it will go into that one. So it gives me a range to use different sizes in all of my planners, so I won't get too hung up of something being universal. I just want to mix it up and do something different. So some of the subscriptions I'm on a waiting list, which is cool. It's just less money I'll spend. If I have the money when they open up, I'll go ahead, and if not, then it wasn't meant for me to get it, and I'll do it another time. So that's how I'm playing on that one. I'm not really trying to do what I did last time, and I've had so many subscriptions. There are a couple of companies that I like their stickers, and I think the best way for me to get their stickers would be in a monthly one, in a subscription, because then I'll have to sit there and go online and be like, oh my goodness, it's just so many stuff, so many options. So I'm gonna sit there and do that. There is, so there's one, the Silk and Sonder is like a mental health one. There is the 8 Lotus I'm interested in. Of course, cloth and paper again, because that was a very useful one. Planner Envy has one that I was looking into. Fancy Plans has one. I like her stuff. She just has so much, so I think it's just easier for me to do the subscription. So I just get a little bit of a taste of everything. I think that'll work better for me. Jane's Agenda. I've shopped from her before, and I love her inserts and everything. So she's going to be another one that I'm going to get. So it's just when it works and when it don't. When it comes to journals, I love a good journal. I feel you can never have enough journals because I love writing. I always have to have a notebook with me, whether it be a large spiral or a small mini. Even if I get it from the Dollar Tree, I have got to have a blank notebook on me. Like it's mandatory. So I was with Go Get a Girl, but that company is no longer. And I do have in my storage unit, I have, probably, 10 of her journals. The quality is just amazing. The paper is so thick. It takes all medium well. So, sad to see that the company is moving on to something else. It's probably going to come back and do something better. But, I still have that. I did enjoy her planners while they had them. I think I used them for 2 or 3 years. So that was a real nice one. It was a good company. I had washi tape subscriptions. I had Simply Gilded, and I actually have. I probably won't do another Simply Gilded subscription because I have about 100 rolls of Simply Gilded washi. I am more than fine. I am perfect. One thing I did get was like the pens because I did have the subscription, and I love the pens. They were just awesome. So the pens and the the pens and the refills, because those pens were heavy and they were nice. I'm like, okay, I got this. So that was decent. That was good to go. This is the last one. So I'm like, all right. Boulder Bond had good subscriptions. I had, I think I had like the Hobonichi, the Weeks, and the Classic, or the A5 with her. So I had 3 subscriptions with her. And I love her stickers. I'll probably end up, if she has, this is all if all these companies have space, because a lot of them don't. The Coffee Monster code, the subscription would be good. I'll see if they have any slots, but I still do order. I order her stickers regardless. I normally put in like a large order. I think the last real purchase I made from Coffee Monster Co. It was like 35 or 40 sticker sheets. It was a lot. It was a thickums. So I'm like, okay, good. Go ahead and chill. So I did that. I'm trying to figure out what other subscriptions did I have. I think that may have been it. I did have this one is defunct. I think it was being defunct even while I was in it because it just wasn't doing how it was supposed to be. But it was a pen and notepad subscription, and I cannot remember. Oh my goodness, I cannot remember the name of it. But it was messed up because you'll pay for your subscription and you wouldn't get anything, and then people would be on the Facebook group trying to figure out what's going on. Where is my order? I don't have it. You took my money. And it was a whole big thing. It started out nice, but it failed spectacularly. It's failed very spectacularly, and I just never heard from the company again. God, I know it began with the S, but I can't. Don't get me to lying. I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't Scribbles. I know it began with the S, and they messed it up. It was too bad. But I used to do that one. Let's see this one. 1, 2, 3. put you up. I think I always use these just because it's cute. I don't need you. And I'm not going to use y'all. Playing time is done. You know, I'm really thinking about pulling out the sheets that I know I'm going to use on a daily basis. And not the other ones. Because, let's see, I should be able to. Look like they're preferred, yeah. So the ones that I'll use here, I'll keep in here. Because it'll make it a lot easier for me to get to where I gotta do it and to keep them in the places that I'll keep them at. Because going back and forth is just, I ain't got time for it. I really don't. And I appreciate that it's perforated, so that way I don't have to, damn it. Okay, well I guess that didn't work. Because if they're perforated, then you can just pull them out without having any issues. But when they're not, you can kind of have the whole thing fall apart. And that's why with the Happy Planner, I loved it where that's popcorn. Yeah, TV shows. I can use the popcorn for movies. There we go. That's why I like with Happy Planner. You're able to take. I take off the. It's like I take off this right here, and I'm threaded through. So when it falls apart, because it is inevitably going to fall apart, you don't have to worry too much about it. Okay. I think is that it? Now I use these for everything else, and just, I don't know, sometimes it does look like I was supposed to get it and not. Okay, now that's it. There we go. So I'll probably end up having more. And I just think this is cute. Enjoy the little things. There's something to put there. Don't have anything big. I know I'm gonna have more than what I'm looking for. Which is cool. I am fine with it. That one. And so, and this is what I find funny, because it would be cute just to match them, you know, just to try to figure out the first thing I need to do throughout the day is meditate, honestly. Because even if I don't meditate, I need to find time for myself. And when I do it, I can always write down the time and what it was that I did. Was it meditate? Was it a nap? Because baby, I be needing some naps. Even if I work a 12-hour shift, I still need to get in a nap somewhere. Sundays maybe. I think Sundays will be different. I'll still put a nap. Still put that there. Just put everything here. I'll do journaling, making sure I take the time out to journal, because that way I can get all of my thoughts out of my head, and that's why I have so many journals. And I don't have to sit there and, you know, just only have like those 1 pages. Like I ain't got time for like that 1 page. So I get my thoughts out in the morning. I get my thoughts out throughout the day, and then I can get my thoughts out right before I go to bed. Probably like a recap of the day. Because there's always something that I may be like, you know what? Why did I think of this? Or what is this garbage that is going on? And everything like that. And this is going to be study time, which is going to be to help me move on and get what I need to, whether it's for my business, whether it's for work. No, not work. Whether it's for my business or school. Work will never get anything outside. And they know better than they even try. That's one reason why I haven't thought about really taking the exam to up my license. I don't want to have any. I don't want to have any responsibility. I've done it and I'm not doing it again. Only way I would go to a manager position is if this is my own business that I am working on. Other than that, I'm not doing that no more. Irks the hell out of me. And I love my TV shows. Sometimes I just, of course, watch the same shows over and over again, like Supernatural. I think it's like my 6th or 7th time watching that show, watching the series, just because I love it. This is one of my favorite shows. And every time there's like a good show, a supernatural or witchcraft show, it get real good. And what do? Cancel it. So it be ticking me off. It ticks me off so bad when they do that. Like, you know people like it. Stop doing it. But here I can write it. Or if I want to do something different, then I will watch, oh my goodness, Bob's Burger. I love Bob's Burger. I love Luis and Tina. They are hilarious. Jane is crazy. And Linda, whew, I feel sorry for Bob. But I love that show. Or I watch American Dad because Francine's the thug. I don't know about y'all, but Francine is a thug ghetto chick, and I love her. She is hilarious. I got her and then Steve always singing like he about to serenade a woman. Him his R&B singing, but I like that. Then this is for now movies. I've watched almost everything that Netflix and Hulu has to offer, honestly. Anything that has The Haunted, I'm watching it. I'm watching it for sure. The Exorcism, The Haunting, any thrillers, horror film, psychological thriller, even horror comedies like Shaun of the Dead. Oh my goodness, hilarious. Funny movies like Scary Movie and stuff like that. I've watched The New Children of the Corn. That's why I don't like kids. They are creepy. And man, I ain't doing it. The Tall Grass, any movie like that, I'm watching it. I'm tearing it down. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna do audio. I think should I do audio? I don't know. Audio is more not specialized, but I do audio more in the car. I'm just not going to pull audio while I'm in my room or while I'm in the house. I'm just not going to do that. But I will pull the book sticker, but I will break out my Kindle or just a regular book or a regular physical book for anything else. So why did I put another sticker there? I'll put another sticker there. I'll come back and do it. You know, but yeah. So this is a physical book. That's right, because I only read my Kindle if I'm going out somewhere. And if I am, I'll put that somewhere else. Because a Kindle isn't something, I don't reach for my Kindle when I'm home. I reach for my physical books. So that one's good to go. So then I could go ahead and take away the Kindle and the Audible. Okay, this one. This. Okay, there we go. And to me, this is fine. This is perfect. It lets me know the days that I need to do what I need to do personally, depending on what it looks like for work and everything from there. So I can show with that. I could do that. Trying to make sure I get in me time is very, very important, because some days I don't want to do nothing and I'll sleep all day. Or I'll just veggie rot and just watch TV. I'll watch the same shows over and over. Won't think anything of it. So, you know, this is a weird. It's a dark pink. It'll work. So even if I can only get to one thing a day, like if the only thing I can do is journal and have some clear time for my head, I'll take it. I'm not gonna force myself to do everything on my list like I normally would. Be like, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And now, next thing you know, I'm stressed out because I thought I had to do everything, because I don't like leaving anything unfinished. I hate having plans that I wasn't able to complete, but that is how life rolls. You can't get everything done that you want to. So, I'm just gonna do my best to give myself grace, because man, we always seem to be we can always put ourselves out for no reason at all, honestly. Just really no reason at all. So by having this book dedicated only to that, and give myself time, because this one, I do keep this book open. When I had everything in here, I keep this book open. I keep this book, well, this stays open. The financial book and my journals and food book are always around. And before, when I had my other planners, I still had the same ones. My reading planner was to the back. My spiritual planners were to the back. They really didn't those were more specialized when I was doing a lot of my workings. I'll go ahead and break them out, and those were like maybe once or every 2 weeks that they would get done. So I really wasn't worried about them, but they were specialized in the back. I had I think I had like, at one time I did have 14 planners, but not all of them I touched them. A lot of them stayed in the background, and I opened them up maybe once a month, so I really wasn't too worried about that. So I still made sure that I wasn't doing too much work. Another planner that I am going to get is a medical one from Clever Fox. I like how they have some of the stuff up there. Then I could do some of the stuff that I track, because I do track like any symptoms. Like I track how many milligrams I'm taking for my heart meds. I track if we decide to increase them, if we decide to decrease them, you know, things like that. I even started writing down am I missing something? Okay. I even started writing down the side effects and what they and you know how they affect you, because I have one of my medications. So there are 4 heart medications that is the standard for heart failure patients. And they first started me out on I think metoprolol. It was just that one. And then they started me, it was metoprolol. Yeah, that was the first one. No, metoprolol and Lasix. And Lasix, but metoprolol is the kind of like the blood pressure one, and then Lasix is the medication, is the diuretic. So we did that. I don't like any of these colors. Huh. We did that. And then it was saying, let's go ahead and move to another one. So when I went to spironolactone, that was bad. That I took that medication. I ended up going to work because I was at the time I was working overnight at the small hospital I worked at. And I went to go swallow, and I could not swallow. I couldn't swallow at all. I freaked the hell out. Like I didn't know. It's not even the same color. I didn't even know what was going on. But only thing I knew is that I could not swallow. So I was like, oh my God. I panicked. I ran back to the break room and I grabbed me my drink. And I had to force myself to swallow, which means whatever the medication did, it stopped my my automatic reflex to swallow. When I tell you, I was like, and I had to drive home. Mind you, at this time I'm living in New Hampshire, so I'm by myself. You know, there are no family, no friends. I'm just there by myself, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. So, you know, I had to calm myself down, and I had to go back. Okay, I called. I think at the time, Ma was with me. My mom, because I think I had just. Was it before was it after the surgery? No. So it was before I had surgery. They wanted to put me on the medication to control everything from my heart. So this was before we started, but before we was going to do, we were even talking about any medication because it was starting to get cold. So, it was already cold now. I done hit my nail. And it's not broke, but you know, it still hurt. So, I came home and I told them, like, Ma, I can't swallow. I'm like, something's wrong. And I called the doctors. I called my cardiac nurse, and I automatically stopped taking the medication. I took it that first day, then that was it. I'm like, I ain't doing it again. You done lost your mind. So they called me back. That was a Friday I called them. So they called me back on a Monday, and they was like, okay, because I ended up taking that and Farxiga. So it was 4 medications I took. So they told me, all right, so what we want you to do is just to make sure, because I took all 4 meds at once, is to try it again, but just take with the 2 ones I'm already taking, take the newer ones to see what's going on. As soon as I did a spironolactone, or however you pronounce it, 15 minutes later, I couldn't swallow. I said, yep, that's it. And I threw that sucker in the trash. Ain't no way. There was no way in hell. I was not having it. So I just stopped taking that. So now that's in my chart. So whenever I'm whenever I go anywhere, I make sure that that's there. So I'll write down anything I'm allergic to. That don't even look like a good pink. Yeah, this really don't look like it. Yes, it look more red than anything. So, well, I guess I have to use this pink. You know, it really don't match, but whatever. Did we really sit there and think about if it really matches and how it don't match? We really gotta stop doing that, because sometimes I think this is why I used to not get overwhelmed, but why I used to be so anal when it came to it. It is not that serious. It is just a sticker. It's just a color. I should not care if it matches or not, because at the end of the day, I'm still, it's a planner. I'm still going to use it to plan. And as you could tell before, I really don't, sometimes I don't care. I just be throwing colors together. I don't care if it look like I fell out the closet or whatever, but it's going to get done. But, okay, but besides that, so, I was using my food planner. Actually, I made a box, not a box, but, my old journal where I write down all the symptoms that I would possibly have and put it in a chart. And it was very detailed. It was like a good, I want to say 6 to 8 pages of information about, how much fluid I was taking in. And when I mean how much fluid, I mean I was writing down, like if I was drinking regular water, flavored water, coconut water, sparkling water, if I had tea, coffee, if I had probiotic soda or a regular soda, if I had alcohol, wine, beer, or, wine or beer. And then I was writing down how much vegetables and everything. Like, I was keeping track of everything. So it would take me like a good hour to fill it out, because it was for my heart. I was paranoid. Come on now. Don't play with me. I was paranoid of everything that was going on. I even have, I was even writing down the days I was doing my CPAP. Write down my CPAP machine and how I felt and everything, and how I woke up rested, which is how I know I can't really continue working night shift, because it doesn't, it's too much. Now, I could do the evening shift. I'm fine doing the evening shift, but night shift, it's just, and I've done night shift for years, and you got to be a strong warrior to do night shift, because it is not for the weak of heart. But because of my weak heart, I actually cannot continue doing night shift. Evening shift, yeah, because when I get off of work, either at 9:30 or 11:30, whatever it is, normally by the time I get home, I'm going to bed anyway. It's the whole thing of when you wake up at work, you wake up and you at work and you thinking, I just got off this morning, and now I gotta come back to this bitch. What in the hell? So that's the only thing that about that one. But the benefit of working night shift is that you ain't gotta be bothered with nobody, especially in the medical field. You ain't gotta be. I think it's actually only in the medical. Well, no, there are other. I forgot there are like security jobs and everything, but for the most part, you're not bothered with anybody. You don't have to be worried about somebody. Everybody and their manager in there and everything, and people just acting stupid. You just do what you need to do, and you just keep it moving. But I just can't keep doing night shift. Evening, yeah. Honestly, for the medical field, I never want to work day shift again. Day shift is one of the worst positions I've ever had the mispleasure of working in. Everybody and their mom is there. Everybody think they know what's going on. Nobody's communicating. You got everybody doing something else, so you get multiple orders on multiple orders on the same patient, and then when you tell them, they're like, "Oh, well, we didn't know," and I'm like, "So y'all don't communicate?" And it just gets so frustrating, because now you gotta figure out why am I doing this already for this patient? What in the world are you doing? So yeah, I'm so tired. I mean, it's not like it's easier at night. I mean, you still got that one idiot doctor or NP who don't know what they doing, and now they still ticking you off. But it's somewhere quieter. One thing I did like about night shift is working with you have that crew. You already know the nurses you work with, because night shift is one of the only shifts that kind of don't change. Once you work with somebody on that shift, you know that they're going to be there. It's only one or two possibilities of people that's going to work that shift anyway, so you're pretty much safe. And so you'll end up calling up to the nurse's station, and you get your girl or your guy on the phone, and you already know it's going to be a good night. It's only when they have like that one person you thinking, it's gonna be a bad night. They call down to the lab and they's like, hey, this is so and so, and then they hang up the phone and be like, man, oh girl ain't in the lab. We got the new one, and then it's gonna be a bad night. So it was always fun. It was always fun doing that. You just get used to working with your people because y'all had an understanding. You already knew what was going on. You knew how they worked. The ethic was good, and you ain't had to worry about it. But that's not how it always is. So I will miss it, but it is time for me to give it up because, man, evening shift, yeah, I'm all for evening, but night shift, nope. Now I did like when we get to see all the weird stuff come in. Like when I was in New Hampshire, somebody hit a moose, and I'm like, what? A damn moose? And because moose are so tall, they're like what 7-8 feet. Your headlights don't see it. Or we have, and that's with every hospital at night, you have a legal come through, which is the cops picked up somebody that was drunk driving, and they have to come to the hospital and get their blood drawn. And you always get that one person who's like, I wasn't driving drunk. And I'm like, sir, I can smell you. Yeah, you were. Or they try to tell you that they've never done this before, but then when you're drawing the blood, they tell you exactly how it used to be done. And I'm like, you lying bastard. I know getting damn well you drunk. We know you drunk, and you drunk, but go ahead. And it'd be funny. We've had snow accidents where I went in to draw a patient, and he up there flirting with me, and his wife is right there, and I'm hollering because he is in pain because the medication they gave him. He flirting with me. He even flirting with the cops. I'm dying. It is hilarious. There are fun moments. I'm not gonna lie. There are very I don't even think, is this right? Whatever. There are very fun moments working in a hospital, but it is still draining. Other coworkers find it rewarding to be on the care team. I don't. I wish there was more education for patients. I wish they had a better advocate for them, but they don't. And you know how medical field is, they do that on purpose. But I just wish the medical field actually was about medical and taking care of people instead of about money. I think that's the main reason why I am leaving and looking and changing my profession or going back to an older profession is because of that. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. That's because you're just hanging there. It's because of that. I used to love doing research, but of course research isn't how it used to be. Funding is cut. The jobs I used to do can't do it no more because they're not hiring because they don't have any funding. And if you know something about grant writing and everything, it is extremely difficult. Like once you get your job, you're good. If that project is funded for 5 years, you have your job for 5 years. But after that, if y'all don't get funded again, you just ain't got no job. Research was my number one baby. I loved it. But it changed. People cared more on money and everything. So I am thinking about getting my pharmacy certification. I went to pharmacy school, but nope, I didn't take the exam, the test for it. But I think I'm just going to take a recertification class and do it. And if I did want to take a part-time job as a pharmacist, I can, because that's less patient care, depending on where I'm at, if I work in a hospital. So who knows? You know, who really knows? But I am sitting down and going through everything that I want to go on today. So let's see. Enjoy the little things. And I don't think I have I don't think this is decorations at all. I don't think I have any. Well, this is kind of, yeah, when I tell you I don't have anything, I don't. And I didn't make a choice to just start buying a whole bunch of decorations. You know, like I could have, but I chose not to because I just didn't want to keep spending all that money. Not spending all that money, but I just didn't want to keep buying all these decorations and not actually use them. So, and this came from, I think this one came from Sadie Stickers too. It was like a little journaling pack. I think I got a couple of them. But this was in one of my previous hauls. And I don't have that many hauls up there, so I'm pretty sure you can find which one it is. But of course, we all know I got it because of the butterflies. And since I actually use my calendar, I'm not going to cover anything up. I think I had other journal packs, but I think it's still at home. I think it's still home. I think it's still at my parents'. So, and again, not really trying to do too much. And I'm going to end up cutting these doilies. I already know that. I need to clean. Oh, is that like a little butterfly? Looks like it's a little butterfly. Now, don't ask me what I'm doing. I'll tell you that right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm doing something. And I can go a little bit over. Like I can go a little bit over that one. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. So, but hey, isn't it like the best part? Is you don't know what you're doing, you just get it done. Because I know I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. And I'm gonna enter this done. I'm trying to figure out if this is a transfer. I think it is a transfer. I ain't got time for that though, so it's gonna be a sticker today if I can get stickers, if I can get something on it. If I can't, yeah. So if it was a transfer, it's a sticker today. I ain't got time for that. See, so I'm just checking to see if some of these are stickers. Yep, that's the sticker. That is an absolute sticker. Sometimes I always wondered about all the things we do. Actually, I think that's too big. Actually, would that be fine? I think it'll be cute going over it. We'll figure it out. You're right now. If you haven't figured it out, I'll be doing anything. I don't care. I'll figure it out. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Actually, I like that, And then take the rest of you and just stick you right there. Don't care if it's out there or not. But this is cute. I like these little stamps. Now I could put you there, but that'll be too much. I don't think I have anything going on the 25th. Besides work, because I still will be putting my work schedule in here too. My work schedule, I put in almost all of my planners. The ones that I know I'm going to be using. Why? Because I need to make sure I'm not doing too much. Now, is this a sticker? I just find it funny if I'm trying to figure out if something's a sticker or not. And it'll take me like so long. I think one time it took me like an hour to figure out if something was a sticker because I kept trying to peel it back. And just like this, how it act like it ain't working. There we go. I was struggling. I was like, what in the world? Like, I know this is a sticker. And actually, I'll just do it this way. But you know what? I almost forgot. You know why I forgot? Because I wasn't using it. All this time talking about I ain't got no decorations. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm over here and acting crazy like I ain't got no deck. Yes, you do. I just don't. I don't know. I love butterflies, moths, dragonflies. I love them all. It is just, I just love them all. And again, I'm a big floral person. So if I could put them everywhere, I'm gonna put them everywhere. Do I want to cover you? No. I'll just go ahead and put you here. And I'll go ahead and put the yellow one right between. Ooh, got the little ladybugs. Oh my god, so I think I had a ladybug land on me. And granted, they are good luck. I still screamed. So, you know, just to let you know. I'm there, but I ain't there. I ain't all the way there. But nice, cute decorations. Valentine's Day. And I don't think I have, do I have any? what I need to do is I need to go on Facebook and see if there are any birthdays, because that's one thing I have not written down. I have not wrote any birthdays down. And when I tell you I got a lot of birthdays, I think I have in November, you seen like almost a whole month of November was covered in birthdays. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I have to figure out what's going on, whose birthday is when, because I have too many nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters and cousins that it's just a lot. But yeah, I don't put birthdays in here though. For birthdays is only my main calendar. But this is it. Actually, I could put some of those. Just finish using the sheet, because I like to use the sheets. That way, I could just throw them away, and I ain't gotta worry about like, oh my goodness, the rest up here. I have the notes. This is the daily. These would be cute here. Just a little bit. Same thing here. That way I have minimum decoration, but still have something there. Like my mom had, I had showed her what I did to my journals, which was decorating them before I use them, so that way, you know, it's something there, so when I open it up, it's like, ooh, pretty. And she had sent me a video of all the decorations she did on her journal. And I'm like, okay, look at you, Ma. I see you. I see you. I got a hook, y'all. I got her. I got it. She's always journaled and everything. But I got her. She had got the same sticker book I did. I say the watermelon. The floral one. So she got the same ones I did. And then she got her Erin Condren. She got the home organization one. And I think she got another one. Can't quite remember what the other one is. But she did get a few things from Erin Condren. And she got her journals from Clever Fox. So she was good to go. Yep. And I do use my note pages too. So we have February's all done. Then we have the little coloring sheet that I'll do. And since since I took out the habit tracker and I go straight to the notes of self-care, I could every day just take a color and then just kind of draw, because I think I did that, and yeah, so I did that, and I did this with pen, and that's the only thing I did for that. And then November, did I do it in November? Nope, I didn't do it in November. But I did it in December. And I was like, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Maybe I could do a better job. But yeah, so this is my February setup and my dual weekly with my calendar, my notes, self-care and notes will probably, I'll do that here. Because this is basically what it is for. It's my self-care journal. My self-care planner, and here I could go through and write down the day, not the day, but how long I meditated, or if I just watched TV, or if I took a nap, my daily journaling, um, YouTube binge, because I normally binge YouTube. I do all my planners. I have my watch later, which is just for all the basic planner setups and reviews and everything like that. Then I have a financial section, a financial playlist. Then I have an info to copy down playlist. Like if it's something that I think is important, I move it to that playlist so I could just come back to it later. I have a mukbang. I love watching those. So I have that playlist. Then I have a cooking and to learn playlist I put there. I have a reading playlist, and that's where even the reading journals go, book, all that stuff, it goes there. So I have multiple playlists. I do even have a music playlist, and I would normally play that on in the car. I don't listen to that in the house. But I do have that one. TV for my TV shows, any TV shows that I'm watching. The popcorn is movies because I watched so many movies, and next thing I know, I'm like an hour into the movie and was like, wait a minute, I just watched this movie. So I'm going to be recording the movies that I'm watching, and of course, the physical books because I read physical books when I'm home, when I'm at work. I do my Kindles, and I have a physical book that I keep at work. So I have books I read at work, and they're 9 times out of 10, they're all medical based or scientific. So those are the books I read at work. And I also do my Kindle at work. When I'm out and about, I have my Kindle and my Audible. So I'm always reading several books at a time. So, but these physicals are ones that are at home. And then, of course, I have my today, the plans I'm going to do today, like what I have to, like what I want to get done today, in addition to my me time. This is all my me time. And then anything that does get done, like when I do my schools, because I was going to do this for school, but I'm like, that's going to be put onto in my priority list. So then I can write down, I have this chunk of time. I'll still have like, hey, work, except I won't black out all of work because sometimes I'll bring, if I'm doing studies or when I'm working, I'll bring the book or something with me and I'll do it at work. But I'll still write down work appointments and then everything there so that way it's here. And it's also going to be in my main planner as well. And then projects and goals, because I may want to be something I probably want to get through for the week. And that is it for the rest of the month. And I plan on keeping it like this for the remainder. I do not like switching planners. This is a self-journal planner for me. I don't like getting another planner for self-journal in the middle of the year. I tend to stick to the same journal the whole year. I may change up the focus of what the planner may be, but I stick to the same planners the whole year. But right now, I like this one. I like the dual layout. And then this gives me more than enough notes to take. And then a little monthly review. I didn't do it in December, but I am going to do it in January. So, and since I know, because I was sitting there trying to figure out how would be the best way for this one, and that's why I didn't buy so many planners at the end of the year for 2026, because I know that it doesn't work like that for me. So when I get a planner, and it's probably most likely it's going to be a 2026 planner. If I get it in March, guess what? I'm starting in March. And then for 2027, it will already be January, February. I just redate it. That's how I go. That's how I like using them. So that way I could take my time and figure out, take a look at other planners, look at reviews, and just go from there. So this is my February self-care setup, and I do like how that is. I'm still going to put my work schedule here. And that's pretty much really it. Just like my work schedule, like I have a reminder, I have a doctor's appointment on the 12th, which is my foot doctor. So I'll still put that there. So the foot doctor, I consider part of self-care because she began my feet right. Like I said, being in the medical field or really any field where you're on your feet 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, whether you're a chef, whether you're working in the school system, security, no matter where you at, your feet gonna hurt. And it's always good to get a podiatrist. My podiatrist, I've been going to her for years. Not to mention I even worked for her. I worked as a podiatrist assistant before. I do cosmetology, so I don't have a problem touching people's feet. It's not that serious for me. So that's gonna be part of my self care, and I'm gonna have my Kindle, and I'm gonna have my hour and a half appointment, and I'm going to be relaxed that day. So Thursday too, and I know I'm not going to work, so I gotta let them know I have my appointment because, and how actually when I do go back, we should have the new manager. So I gotta let them know, hey, I'm here until March 7th. So can I just get my schedule to March 7th, and the 12th is the day I need off because March 8th is my mama's birthday. So I need y'all to hurry up and do what I need to do because I ain't coming back here. But yeah, that is my self care. My new, what I want to say, not my new position, but this is how I'm going to use this planner. And again, I like it because it is dual purpose. I can still have my list. I can still write down what I need to do. But then I still have the hourly so that I know, hey, you have all this scheduled today. Maybe you, instead of trying to do, just focus on one or two things you want to do. So yeah, I'm definitely loving this dual layout. But that is that.